Hello everyone, and welcome back to Health with Honey. We finished talking about physical health and all of its different subcategories, like body development, nutrition, and physical activity. Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into mental health. Mental health refers to the healthiness of your brain. It affects how you think, how you feel, and how you act. It determines how you handle stressful situations, how you build relationships, and how you make choices. For example, let's say that there's someone who might be having a hard time in school because they have so many projects and assignments coming up. This person is super stressed because they're worried about their grades. Because of all this, maybe if somebody comes up to them and asks them, "How are you doing in school?" they might get really upset. Maybe they'll lash out at them and yell at them. They might not handle the situation properly because they're so stressed. It's really hard to think straight when you're super stressed out. In situations like this, where you feel like your mental health is declining or not feeling so good, you need to find methods that work for you to get your mental health back on track. Some people like to draw, some people like to paint or to color, some people like to read, some people like to write. For me, I like to write. Something about putting everything on a page and being able to visually see it really helps me get everything back on track. I personally use an agenda, and I have little markers and tabs that help me organize. This helps me stay organized because I get to put everything in here that I need to get done. Being able to see all the tasks and things that I need to do and being able to check it off helps me so much. So that's why it's important for me to have an agenda or a planner. Not only do I have an agenda, I also have a bunch of journals. In each journal, I write different things down, and each journal has a different purpose. In one journal, I might express my feelings and write it all out. So journaling isn't just talking about your feelings. Journaling can be anything you want to express yourself, and that's why I like it. So my different journals have different purposes. So obviously, agenda, this is for planning everything, writing down everything I have to do, checking things off. This journal consists of a whole bunch of different things. I like to be creative in this journal. I like to doodle. I like to draw. This started off as a drawing notebook and it evolved into a whole bunch of different things. I have my goal sheets. I have my resolutions. It's my travel plans. It's everything. In this journal, I write about my feelings. I like to express myself and write it all down on a notebook, and it also has a whole bunch of nice old memories that I want to remember. So I'm going to help you guys start your own journal. Hello everyone, let's get to journaling. Journaling helps you dig deeper within yourself and help you understand who you are. It is good to grasp a sense of self and to be self-aware for better mental health. When you have good self-awareness, you will have an easier time knowing when you need to work on your mental health and how to help yourself, or maybe when to ask others to help you. Let's start by asking ourselves a few questions and answering them to the best of our ability in our journal. First question, what do you like to do for fun? I like to do a lot of different things for fun. I like to go on walks. I like to watercolor, paint, and maybe play with pastels. I love to play with my dogs. I spend time with the people I care about, like my friends and my family. Maybe if you have a good memory about your hobbies, write it down. Question number 2 is, what are your long-term goals? And what are some short-term goals to get to that long-term goal? One of my long-term goals was to graduate college. Some short-term goals were to take full-time classes to graduate in 4 years, take the right classes, turn in my assignments, make sure that I do not miss any large amounts of school, and get really good grades. Now, I am achieving my goal and I'm getting my degree this week. Long-term goals might be daunting at first, and maybe it feels like you'll never get there. But breaking up your goals into short-term goals makes it seem much more plausible and manageable. Just listen to yourself and you'll get through. Question number 3. This question's a little bit more personal, but remember, journaling is about getting to know yourself better. What do you wish your parents, your friends, or your classmates knew about you? For me, I wish they understood how hard I actually work and try. I can never reach that standard no matter how hard I try, and it hurts because I work hard, and when I try my absolute best, my best is never enough. I wish I was appreciated and recognized for my hard work. Question number 4. What does failure mean to you? Have you ever felt like a failure? And how did you cope with this? Since I'm a person who has to plan everything out and check off my list, if I don't finish a task or a goal, then I feel like I failed. When I don't meet my expectations or goals, or other people's expectations and goals for me, I feel like I failed them and I failed myself. I failed at many things before. Once I tried to become a nurse, and when I realized that nursing wasn't for me, I was letting down a lot of people. To cope, I saw it as a good thing. I saw that as a learning opportunity. I didn't want to view it as me wasting my time. Now I know myself better, and I can get to where I need to be. Question number 5. How are you different? What makes you unique? I always try to stand out and express myself in different ways. For example, my hair is one of the ever-changing things about me. I love conveying my mood through colors of my hair. It's been a rainbow of colors. Red, silver, blue, pink, green, whatever color, you name it. Thanks for journaling with me. We just learned about what mental health is and different ways to help your mental health. But mental health can be more than just being stressed from school or work, but that can definitely be a factor. There are many other factors that can affect mental health, and a big one is brain chemistry. Your brain naturally makes chemicals and it sends messages from one neuron to another, and this is how your body functions. Different parts of your brain make different chemicals, and these different chemicals are what impacts your feelings and your moods. For example, dopamine is made in the front of your brain, and dopamine is associated with good things like the feeling of pleasure and reward. Sometimes your brain has a hard time making these chemicals, and this is called a chemical imbalance. When this happens, it can cause mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, and others. Coloring and journaling, as we discussed earlier, is not a cure to mental health disorders, but it can definitely help and be a great coping mechanism. Because of this, some may need to take medication, but it's always good to talk to a doctor first. Finding a good coping mechanism that works for you will be really great in improving your mental health. Hormones are another huge factor that affects mental health. When you're growing up and your body is growing and changing, your body is also making a whole bunch of hormones. Your hormones influence your mood and behavior. So if you're producing a whole bunch of hormones and your body's not used to it yet, then you can have mood swings. At this age, it can cause issues with self-esteem, self-confidence, and body image, which also can lead to issues like depression and anxiety. This is why it's really good to build a strong sense of self. If you are self-aware and you have a strong sense of self, then it doesn't really matter what other people think. Once you have a good feeling on the person that you are and the person that you want to become, it shouldn't matter what other people think of you. Accepting yourself for all of your unique qualities helps build your self-confidence and your self-esteem. To encourage a good self-awareness and empower all of our unique qualities, we're going to make an awesome poster about ourselves. Let's get started on our poster. We're going to need a few materials: scissors, background paper, regular paper. You're also going to need glue, markers, and a pen for tracing. Get your regular paper and trace your hand on the page. Each part of your hand is going to have a different design, starting with your pointer finger. What hobbies do you have? And display that on your pointer finger. For me, I like to do yoga, so I drew a bunch of peace signs. For your middle finger, you're going to display one of your strengths. One of my strengths is compassion. So I drew a lot of hearts on my middle finger. On your ring finger, show something that you love. For me, I love to plant succulents. On your pinky, you're going to show how do you express yourself. Like I said before, I like to express myself through the colors of my hair. So I'm going to make a rainbow on my pinky. On your thumb, draw where you want to travel to. For me, I want to go to Hawaii so bad. So I drew Hawaii, a little island, and a palm tree. On your palm, you're going to draw what you want your future to look like. For me, I want to have a big family. Once you finish designing your hand, you're going to cut it out. Glue your hand onto your background paper. And at the top of the paper, you're going to write I am, and all around your hand, you're going to write all the wonderful things you are. I remember not being happy with myself because I didn't like the way I looked. I just wanted to fit in, so I changed myself to gain approval from my peers. This gave me an extremely low self-esteem and self-confidence. I learned that I shouldn't have to change myself in order for people to like me. What's important is that I like me. And after years of learning about myself, I really like the person I've grown to become, and my self-esteem and self-confidence have improved. But it's still something that I work on every day. This poster promotes the person that you are as something that you should embrace. So what are some unique qualities and personality traits that make you, you? Great job, everyone! Now you know more about mental health. May is actually Mental Awareness Month, so it's great to spread a positive and informative message about mental health. So let's remember to stay mentally aware for ourselves and for others. And like always, before we go, I want you guys to answer a couple questions. Question number 1. What is it called when your brain has a hard time making proper chemicals? Question number 2. When your body isn't used to all the different hormones, what tends to happen? Let me know your answers and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye!